Now that the Automation Kit main solution has been installed via the command line installer, let's start a command line install of the Automation Kit satellite and respond Y to launch the setup site to collect install configuration. Selecting the satellite solution install. Then selecting Next. Indicate that the April 2023 or newer install will be made, and that installing as a user with system administrator rights. Next is to set up the environment so that the Power App Component Framework feature is enabled. Let's open the Power Platform Admin Center, select the environment. Then we can select Settings. Expand the product features. And toggle the required setting. Then save the changes. Now the feature is enabled, we can continue. The next step is to install the Creator Kit in this environment. Using the resources of the Power Platform Admin Center, we can select the Creator Kit and install the Creator Kit to the target environment. After agreeing to the terms of service and selecting Install, the Creator Kit install will start. Let's validate that the Creator Kit is correctly set up and configured. In the selected environment, we can open the Creator Kit References Canvas application and validate that the Creator Kit controls are visible as expected. Now we have validated that the Creator Kit is installed. The next step, if you have not installed the Microsoft Power Platform CLI, is to use the link to install the Power Platform CLI to your machine. In this case, the Power Platform CLI has already been installed as part of the main solution install. Next, ensure that your environment has the correct data loss prevention policies applied. As the final prerequisite, check ensure that you have an Azure Active Directory application created. From the Azure portal, you can get an existing Azure Active Directory application or create a new Azure Active Directory application. In this case, we will register a new application. We can use the registered application ID as part of the setup wizard later. Now the Azure Active Directory application is registered, we can continue with the setup. Next, in the setup wizard, the target environment and connections are collected. First, the setup wizard needs the address of the environment homepage that you want to install to. You can open the Power Platform web portal, verify that the Creator Kit solution has been installed. Then copy the environment location from the browser and copy it back into the setup wizard. Now you can use the Create button to create each of the connections in your environment required by the solution. Once the connection has been created, you can copy the web address of the created connection into the setup wizard field. Once each of the connections has been created and copied to the setup wizard, you can use the Next button to move to setting up the environment variables required. The environment variables and settings will collect information about the environment you intend to install into. The first setting is the email address to send operational reports and alerts to. Next is the ID of the automation project from your main environment. You can access this by opening the Power Platform portal for your main environment, navigating to your Automation COE main solution. Then selecting the details of the automation project application and copy the ID back into the setup wizard. Next is the base desktop flow address from the Power Automate web portal. As indicated in the documentation, only the part up to environments is required. Let's look at an example. Next, we need the satellite environment ID. This can be obtained in the Session Details dialog of the Power Apps web portal. Next, we need the environment name of the satellite environment. We can get this from the Power Platform Admin Center web portal. Then the satellite environment region. This is also in the Power Platform Admin Center web portal. Then the unique environment name for the satellite environment. This can be obtained from the Session Details dialog of the Power Apps web portal. Note, you will have to append a region-specific extension to the pasted value. Then repeat the same process to obtain the unique environment, except this time the value needs to be from the main environment. Let's look at an example of that. Now you will require the environment URL for the satellite environment. You can obtain this from the session details. Next is to obtain the user ID of the administrator account that has access to the Flow session table. This can be done in the Power Apps portal by opening the users table. Adding the user column. Showing the additional rows. And then selecting the user ID of a system administrator user. Selecting Next, we move to the Options page. The Options page is the final set of options you will need to provide in the Setup wizard. You will need to indicate if you want to store the extracted script in Dataverse for reporting. If you want to enable the cloud flows to synchronize data to the main environment. And enable the Azure AP app registration so that the Automation Solution Manager can query solution artifacts. For the application name and ID, we can copy these to the Setup wizard. Then select Next to move to the final Setup wizard step to download the configured settings. Then copy the downloaded satellite settings file into the Automation Kit install folder. Then switch back to the PowerShell window and press Y to start the install. Press N to select a satellite install. The install will then start. You will then be prompted to log into the satellite environment so that the install may begin. The install can take 10 to 15 minutes to complete. Once the install completes successfully, you can then open the satellite environment and use the Automation Kit Satellite Solution Manager.